one of the key reasons people are leaving is not necessarily tax. I think one of the biggest reasons people are leaving is actually safety and security. I actually think that some of the tax stuff is slightly over-egged sometimes on why people are leaving. Normally when someone that's just sold their business for 10 million plus wants to leave the country, most people that I know firsthand are normally saying it's for family or safety and stuff like that. Obviously, the tax doesn't help.
If I say to you that, particularly in London, for example, homicide rates have never been lower, that knife crime is coming down, there are people who make the argument that in the same way perhaps you would say that the tax arguments for why people are leaving are overblown, so are the arguments from safety about cities like London. What would you say?
I think kind of like business, I think a lot of these things is done on the kind of vibe of things, right? Like when people feel like there's a good business environment, they tend to invest, whether or not the stats actually show that, right? But I think something like the murder rate, people aren't necessarily making a judgment on that. I don't know anyone that's been killed in London. Do I know people that have had cars stolen or, people that have been mugged? I know multiple people who've had their phones stolen. So I know 2 people last weekend who had their phones stolen off them on the tube. So the murder rate, it's like, I think you can pick and choose stats that help any argument. But at the end of the day, which one do people care about?